to the kitchen sink microscopy show, and this particular installment of the kitchen sink microscopy show is the super fast, hyper condensed lightning round. But it's not just a lightning round, it's lightning strikes twice. So it's twice as fast. Can't you tell? Did I say that too fast for you? Well, um, now that I've wasted everybody's time, why don't we jump right into it? I think you have the first topic.
Yeah. So mine is kind of a religion topic. Well, I wouldn't say kinda. It definitely is a religion topic. And that is the Bible's Old Testament is really damn dark, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
God.
Like, that is definitely not the same God that
No,
appears in the New Testament. Like,
no. I mean, yeah, he's like a dick. God is
yeah,
a dick. And there's like all these people killing other people, killing each other, slaughtering animals, trying to appease God. And God's just like, I don't think so. You know,
yeah. Like,
destroying, just like absolute destruction all the time.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, you ate
actually,
shellfish? That's a death sentence.
mhm.
Yeah, like,
Yeah. It's so, oh my God. It's just like, I remember, I went to a private school. It was like a Christian private school, and we had to read the Bible all the time. And like at the time, I kind of really didn't really recognize how dark it really was. But I mean, looking back, you can flip to pretty much any part of the Old Testament, and it's like something bad is happening, and maybe God is partially responsible.
oh, yeah.
Like,
I
God
mean,
is,
you could always make the argument that everything is God's fault because
I well,
it's all his plan, right?
I mean, if you ascribe to that theory, then yes, God, yeah. Actually, it's funny because we were going to do another book episode, and I have a book that's relevant to this, but it's not part of that. The Airman's Bible. That. Okay, here's the thing. It's not a full Bible. It's the New Testament with Psalms and Proverbs, and that's it. So it's like you think somebody who's in combat and stuff probably doesn't want to be reading a lot of the Old Testament because it's a downer. It's like, oh man, so this is all like the uplifting stuff, where it's like, peace and love and Jesus and the Psalms and things like all the good stuff. And actually it's pretty cool because at the end there's like prayers from various military people and stuff. It's actually kind of neat. But yeah, it's funny that like even the US military is like, yeah, we're not going to issue full Bibles to people. Hmm.
It's funny how much cherry picking has been involved in the Bible over the centuries and
Oh,
millennia. And
well, as far as like how religions interpret the Bible.
well, that and picking and choosing what books appear
Oh,
there.
that's right. Yep. Oh, that's
Um,
another thing. I wish I had this book because I have a book that's like all the stuff that was like basically presented but not included. And some of that stuff is, oh my God, actually, it's a great read. Like it's like I wish they'd included a lot of this stuff because it's like, wow, some of these are really interesting things. Um, but I can kind of see why it didn't get included because there's even more contradictions than there is in what was actually penned down as the Bible.
right. Yep.
Um,
Then there's that whole mana machine business.
yeah, exactly. Hmm.
Yeah, like I want it makes me wonder like hmm, what was wrong with the people that put the Bible together? Like that those are the ones that they did pick and choose, right? Like they're like, oh, this person I don't like over here, they should die according to God. So this book is definitely going in the collection. Um, this one has something about aliens. Let's maybe put that to the side. That, that's also aliens. Uh, the angels, well, let's just make them sound different even though they're aliens, and then put that in because there's some parts about killing somebody I don't like, and I really want to keep that. Yeah,
Like that selection process was certainly all about control. And even the translation into English, like the King James translation and stuff, um, they were very careful in what particular words were chosen when there were multiple options that could be chosen. Um, but it's all about control. And obviously, at the time, the church was pretty powerful. One could say more powerful than the king.
yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, it's just God. It's just like, man, God commanding somebody to kill their son and stuff, just as a test. It's like, hey, that was only a joke. I was just going to see if you would actually do it.
Yeah.
And now you're a good, faithful man now because you chose
Everything is
to.
about control.
Yeah,
Like I've just been noticing it more and more lately. And I'm wondering now, has anybody tried just making a new god, like a god that's God to God? And he's all like, "Hey, you guys are fucking up. I'm the boss, do what I say," and then have him actually be a nice guy.
that's
Has anyone
actually
tried that?
not really. I think people there's definitely alternative religions like Jediism and things like that, which actually would be kind of that, in a
Hmm.
way. But that's not enough time. But oh well,
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll come
I mean,
back
you
to.
can't have a nice God and have people actually follow them unless you have something that makes them afraid. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can, but I mean, fear is it's the cheat code
yeah.
to manipulation.
Hmm.
So see Eric's words of wisdom right there.
Well, it's actually a good segue into uh, my topic.
Mhm.
Um, I suppose this is more of a philosophical, maybe public health and safety nature. Have you heard of this company called Cognify?
No. What are what?
It's a German company, but they're doing stuff elsewhere as well. But uh, they are proposing a AI enhanced virtual reality experience that
Mm.
will allow someone to serve their prison sentence within minutes rather than years and decades by simply putting them in the perspective of their victim
Huh.
and supposedly like rewiring their brain to be more empathetic to others. What do you think of that concept?
I, it's interesting. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it certainly could work, and the way AI and virtual reality and things like how far it's come since say like the early days. I think you could probably. I don't know. I mean, I think that certain crimes are not necessarily a matter of somebody not really comprehending the other person's position. Um,
Mhm.
there's mental health related things and people that are just dicks, and stuff. It, but I mean, it's an interesting concept. I I like the idea. I think it's certainly worthy of development,
Yeah.
because there's certainly a lot of potential there. Maybe combine it with I don't know, MDMA or some shrooms or something like that at the same time.
And
Actually,
get
that
fun.
yeah. Well, no,
Oh, I'm gonna
seriously.
go to jail and get some MDMA. Whew.
Exactly. Yeah. You'd have people like just committing crimes, like just
I don't know that that would even work in the US because imagine AI like trying to devise some sort of perspective experience for you to be like, here's why it's bad that you didn't pay your taxes. Oh, now the poor government is is hurting for money and they can't waste it on golden toilets and stuff.
well,
It's like,
and
oh
actually,
man, that really tugs at my
I
heartstrings, but
know.
yeah, I
In
still don't.
fact, this is a good thing if we use AI to analyze whether these things are actual crimes or not.
Hmm.
Like if it is not something that can go through a system like that, then maybe it's not even a crime.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like if it doesn't change their behavior, there's a pretty good chance that they didn't actually do something wrong, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because okay, so that's like the caveat. Well, there's caveats in two directions. One is as kind of a safeguard right now, they would be offering you the choice to serve your sentence or do this,
Mhm.
because the caveat in the other direction is that you have to consent to giving your brain scan to them for research.
Huh.
So um,
Hmm.
there's a lot of people wondering like what might come of that
There's certainly some concerns that I would have at
with
that,
a
but
centralized database of
yes,
mind scans.
exactly. However, that is how you would determine the before and after kind of
Right.
states and things. So it's like from the standpoint of research, yeah, if they're trying to figure out how to say improve this system, then that does make sense. But that also that data that's a very powerful uh, piece of kit that one
Mhm.
could easily turn around and use for nefarious purposes too.
Yeah.
So it's
Maybe
like,
AI could be programmed to, I don't know, maybe they use a functional MRI or something, just basically take the parts of the brain that were um, actually changed
mm,
and just kind of deleting the rest of the data because it's extraneous anyway.
yeah,
I mean, that
and
would actually like save a lot of memory on their computers too,
sure,
right?
sure, and it would have to be anonymized, of course. So you'd use tokens representing people instead of like their actual identity. Um, geez, well, Floyd has his own thoughts about this. Yeah, oh man. Uh-huh. But no, I'm all for new ideas and kind of like coming up with better ways of doing stuff like that, because it is really jail and prison and stuff. It on paper is supposed to be about reform. So if the goal is
Right.
reform, if we have a technology that can make that happen quicker and cheaper, then why wouldn't we be using it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like, well, we're just dicks and we just want to punish people, right?
Well, and there's almost never any actual rehabilitation that goes on with prison sentences.
No.
So, like, if this could actually make a huge improvement in that, and then at the same time be like saving taxpayer money and
Mm-hmm.
emptying out prisons and stuff, like that would be awesome. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. It's certainly worth some kind of trial, I
yeah.
think.
And that
Um,
it's not obligatory is also great because like there might also be people that really genuinely don't want to go through that and would rather sit in prison. And
yeah,
and
yeah,
if they want to
exactly.
do that, okay, you know, like
Sure, and why not? And there's not really, other than the well, that was time, by the way. But other than the data collection aspect and the potential privacy concerns, um, there's no harm. It isn't like they're injecting you with some kind of experimental drug or something and doing things. It's just an experience that you have.
mhm.
So yeah, why not? Well, these are both really interesting ones.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what kind of thumbnail I'm gonna I'm gonna create the thumbnail for this one.
You should just have like that scene from Clockwork Orange for
Oh God, yes, yes. Actually, that's a great idea. Oh man. Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed this, and we do this one every week. So stick around till next week if you want to see a new one, or you can go back in our back catalog. We got a lot of them, and we got a lot of other stuff too. So um, check it all out. And I don't know. Take care of each other out there, everybody.